Hey guys, what's up? Charles Float here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Digital Gods, the brand new interview series where I'm interviewing millionaires from across the globe about how they made their online wealth. In today's interview, I'm going to be talking to Josh George. It's going to be a pretty fast episode because we're going to be going through his brand new link building service, his agency, his website that absolutely dominates it for pretty much every SEO London keyword out there, as well as a bunch of other tips and tricks for SEOs and agency owners to incorporate into their link building campaigns. Stick around for this one because it is a pretty awesome episode and you're going to get a ton of value in a pretty short amount of time. All right, Josh, thank you for joining us on Digital Gods, your number episode 3.
Awesome.
Yep. Okay. So just for those who don't know who you are, what you've done, how did you get started in SEO? Who are you, and what have you done for people to know exactly who you are?
Cool. So first, thanks for having me, Charles. So my name is Joshua George. I own an SEO agency in London called ClickSlice. The agency has been running since 2016 now, so about 6 years. That's where I am at the moment.
Wow, 6 years is a fairly decent amount of time. So how did you actually get started running that agency? And eventually, I think you now run a link service as well. How did you get started running both of those?
Cool. So I actually got involved in SEO quite funny enough through selling on eBay. So in 2015, I used to own one of the biggest dropshipping businesses in the UK, literally on eBay. And what we would do is we'd literally go over to Amazon. We'd find all the best-selling items on Amazon, whether it's mops, water bottles, it doesn't matter. If it's a best-selling item, I want that. So we'd take that, list it on eBay for higher value. When the item sells, we then go to Amazon, order it, and send it to the client's address. I guess clients, that's my SEO talk. Send it to the customer's address. Obviously, the profits weren't that high because it's drop shipping. It could be making about £2 to £4 profit per item. So not great. And a lot of people ask me, why would people buy stuff off of eBay? They could buy off Amazon. Well, in 2015, next day delivery on eBay was unheard of. It's pretty much unheard of even to this day. And of course, people do have like buying habits. If people shop on eBay, they're just going to keep on shopping on eBay. So that done really, really well in 2015. But the problem we found is eBay take 10% of a FVF, a final value fee. So if we sell our steam mop for £100, right, eBay take 10% of that £10. And it got to the stage where we was paying thousands and thousands in fees every single month. And I just sat back and just thought, why are we paying eBay like 5K a month, 6K a month? It makes no sense. So let's start our own website and we'll just sell our products ourselves and keep all the profit, right? That made a lot of sense. However, of course, you make a website, you need to get traffic. So before I did any of that, I just researched how to get onto the first page of Google. I think I found an article, I think it was by Brian Dean at Backlinko. It might have been Nathan Gotch, I can't remember, but I just came across SEO, researched it, learned it. And as soon as I started learning about how SEO works, I just literally fell in love with it. It sounds a bit weird, but yeah, I just became obsessed. I was fascinated of how you can actually just learn this discipline and rank anything and get free traffic, right? That's basically what organic traffic is. And that is how I got started in SEO. And that was, 2016. So the eBay stuff ended towards the end of 2015. And in 2016, I was just learning.
Yeah, wow, awesome. So in terms of the agency and the link side, I'm guessing they're kind of separate in terms of how you generate customers for them. So this is kind of a 2-in-1 question. How do you generate leads for your agency, and how do you generate leads for the link building service as well?
So for our agency, we pretty much do exactly what we say. Like, we do a lot of SEO for ClickSlice. So we rank highly for a lot of keywords. So we're based in London. So if you Google a search for anything related to SEO and London, you're going to find ClickSlice. So we rank number 1 for SEO consultant London, SEO expert London, SEO specialist London, local SEO services London, SEO courses London, SEO, like everything to do, we pretty much rank. We are actually almost breaking onto page 1 for SEO agency London as well, which is a really competitive keyword. But pretty much now, the bulk of our leads come through organic, just inbound. And we also have 2 really strategic partnerships, web design agencies, also based in London. So they build the website. The client then says to them, hey, who does SEO? And they just refer the lead to us. And yeah, we close a lot of those leads because of course the lead is warm, right? We don't have to sell who we are. They've already qualified and verified that person, this is ClickSlice, this is what they do. Here's the proof. Go speak to them. So yeah, that is working really well for us for ClickSlice. For Linkplicity, my link building service, Pretty much, it's exactly the same thing, right? I'm investing in SEO. The domain's a brand new domain. We registered it, I think it was in September last year. So it's a brand new domain. We are starting from scratch, but we're already ranking quite highly for that as well. For link building packages, we're in position 2. So our organic traffic is already going up, and we're getting a lot of organic sales come through as well. So that's primarily how the bulk of our sales are coming through Linkplicity, and that is how I'm going to keep on growing and growing and growing it. Although, to be honest with you, I did obviously have a few people I could email, like a little audience I've been growing in the background, and just a quick email blast. Hey, new business has gone live. This is what we do. Check it out. And yeah, that was our initial sales influx, really.
Yeah. So going from the agency to your link building service, how did you find scaling the link building service? So because obviously you're going from dealing with specific niches and specific clients to getting in orders for random, niches and stuff that you would not expect to see. How did you find going about scaling that from going from the agency to a generic link service? And what do you think is the number one kind of issue you see with SEOs when they're trying to maintain quality whilst they're scaling?
Cool. So when it comes to like launching Linkplicity and having the team to fulfill it, it was very a smooth transition, to be honest with you, because we do everything in-house at ClickSlice. We have two dedicated guys full-time that are just doing the link building day in, day out. So when it came to like setting up Linkplicity, not a lot of people know this, although it says it on the website, it's powered by the same team. It's kind of like a sister brand. It's not like a separate business. So when people order links through Linkplicity, it's literally the same guys at ClickSlice who are doing the links for our clients who are also building the links for Linkplicity, right? So for us, it was pretty straightforward. We just had to kind of double down and hire a few more people in the back end to actually fulfill those links. So we have 3 guys now, or 2 guys that do just do link building, so just outreach. We've got about 4 content writers just writing the guest post content. And you've just got me who kind of oversees the whole thing, really. So about 5 or 6 of us in total. And there's a lot of overlap between Linkplicity and ClickSlice. So we have a dedicated Slack channel, but it's the same Slack channel under ClickSlice. So the transition was very straightforward for us. It just made sense. The reason why I launched Linkplicity, because a lot of people say, why have a separate business if it's run by the same guy as well? ClickSlice, we're trying to go for a kind of different position in London. So a lot of people know who we are in London, and I want to maintain that. I don't just want to be an agency that you can just buy links off, and it's completely 2 different audiences. Like people who come to us or ClickSlice, they want the whole SEO package, right? They want the on-page SEO, they want the auditing, they want the links, they want the reporting. Where anyone who orders links through Linkplicity, they're pretty much SEOs, right? They have their own agencies, they have their own processes and SOPs they follow. They just need help with the link building, because that's probably the most difficult part of SEO, right? Figuring out how to find sites, how to audit those sites, to write the content, to get it approved, upload it. There's a lot of steps involved in link building. So it just made sense to launch Linkplicity just to kind of satisfy those people, but at the same time, not damage ClickSlice's brand. So that was the whole process behind it and kind of how it works. And what was your second question? Sorry, it was a 2-part question.
Yeah, so the second question was, what should other SEOs look out for when they're trying to maintain quality whilst they're scaling as well? Obviously, because if you're going from building 10 links a month to building 100 links or 1,000 links a month, it's a pretty big ball game. And obviously trying to maintain that level of quality is a very difficult task. So how have you gone about it, and how can other SEOs go about making sure that the same level of quality is going to be there on the 10 links as it is on the 100 or 1,000 links?
Yeah, so cool. This is a straightforward one. We actually had this one. we actually had an issue come up a couple of weeks ago. So it all comes down to vetting the sites, right? So initially, what we would do is someone would order a link for DR45, right? So we'd go through, our database. Do you have a good fit for a site that we found already from previous outreach? If not, let's get outreach campaign going out. Once you have a list of sites, okay, DR45, DR46, these should be good fits, right? They've got 1,000 plus organic traffic. The traffic chart on Ahrefs isn't going down, so it's going up. So we initially thought, yeah, that is a pretty good sign. But when you're building more links, you have to go into way more detail, because just checking the traffic chart and checking the DR, I mean, both those things can be very easy. Both those things can be very easy, like change, right? Like it's quite easy to increase the DR of a website and also have fake traffic just going after really easy keywords and ranking. I've seen so many sites do it in the link building niche, but essentially what we do now is we actually vet the backlink profile, because a lot of these domains, what we call link farms, right? they just have the same links over and over again, and they're linking to the same site. You know, site one will link to site two will link back to site one, and it's just a massive link farm, and we just don't want to get involved in that. And a lot of these domains also have like 301 redirects as well, where it's basically an expired domain that's got lots of authority. It's redirected to this site you think looks really good. It's got a massive increase of traffic, DR super high. It's going to be a great link for our client. And in reality, when you start doing a bit more digging, it's really poor. So when we realized that, we just basically hired another guy. So this is actually the second person I was talking about at Linkplicity. And what he does, he also looks at the sites in great detail. The other guy does all the outreach campaigns. This guy does do outreach campaigns. He's not full time doing outreach. I'd probably say about 4 hours a day doing outreach, and the other 4 hours are just vetting the sites before the links actually get placed. So for us, I think it was very apparent that if we're going to scale, we really need to start improving the quality of the links we place, because to be honest with you, the majority of the links we do place are really, really good and they are solid links. I just want to make sure as we scale, we can maintain that, and it just involves us going even further into the research. So it does make our process a little bit longer than most agencies, but I do believe that is why we are getting such amazing results, and why people keep coming back to us to order more links. So yeah, that's pretty much how we do it. We just vet sites in great detail. That's the short answer.
Okay. So talking about link building campaigns and talking more about the mistakes that SEOs would make, what would you say? And like you said, most of your customers in terms of the link building business are other SEOs. And other marketers, other digital marketers as well. What would you say is the number one mistake other SEOs and other online marketers make when it does come to actually building their links and doing their link building campaigns?
The number one mistake I see by far, even happened again this morning, is people are getting so aggressive on the anchors, on the anchor text using for the links. And it's got to this age now where we actually email these clients back and we say to them, hey, like, this is just too aggressive. Like, do you really want us to go ahead and build 5 links to the same page with the 5 same anchors? Like, that is really unnatural. Like, of course, if you want us to do that, we will do that, but it's not going to do you good, and it's in our best interest to ensure you get the best results, right? So you come back again and order more links. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's some new guide that's come out that everyone's reading and they're saying get more aggressive on your anchors, but people are being very aggressive on their anchors. And we always go back and say to them, if your on-page SEO is solid, you don't need to be that aggressive on the backlinks, right? The most of your relevancy for your page is going to come from what you do on the website. The off-page SEO, the backlinks, just to give you a little bit of a push. All your relevancy should not be coming from your links. Definitely not. So that is what I see a lot of people making. Again, I have no idea, because this wasn't happening in like November, December when we first launched, but a lot of the orders we had recently, we've probably gone back to about 65% of them, maybe even 70%, just saying like, we don't recommend this anchor. So anyone who's watching this video, if you've ordered links and you've got a message from our team, like, that's just us looking out for you basically, because we don't recommend you be aggressive in your anchors.
Well, that's awesome for your customers as well, that you are looking out for them, because a lot of agencies would have just gone and built the links and not reviewed the anchor and not seen anything, right? And potentially that is obviously a costly mistake on both sides, because it's going to affect the customer and the ranking of the business and stuff, and it's also going to affect them coming back to you, because they're going to blame you, even though obviously the onus is probably on them realistically.
Yeah, so it's crazy that just to add to that as well, and I think the fact we're offering this additional service which no other link building agency is offering, it helps us stand out, right? It's our own unique USP. And we had about 2 video testimonials come in last week. I had another one coming in this morning. It hasn't come in yet. So like, it's just, the proof's in the pudding, right? So we'll get these uploaded onto the site as well, and it will just help speak volumes and help us stand out from the crowd, because this is a new business, right? I only launched it literally last year in November. Although it's powered by ClickSize, Linkplicity is a brand new brand on its own right.
Yeah, 100%. And it's obviously, you've come a long way since then as well, to be fair to you. And speaking of this kind of new business and all this new stuff, what are your plans for the future? Have you got any plans to expand? I'm guessing so.
Yeah, so what's actually crazy is when I first launched ClickSize, like, we had our phone number in the header on the website, and I was just desperate for leads, right? Just go on my website, call me straight away. And we actually removed that, and we have a book a call button now. So if you want to speak to us, you have to book a call, and that just helps us with our positioning. So it got to a stage where, because we're ranking really highly, we are getting a lot of organic traffic to the site, and a lot of people were booking calls. And at the moment, the main team behind ClickSize, there's 5 of us, right? And I do pretty much a lot of the stuff with clients. I do the keyword research, I do the onboarding, I do the on-page SEO, I do the reporting, I do like the client. I'm very heavily involved in the business, right? So whenever people are booking calls, I was getting a little bit stressed. I'll be honest with you. There were so many calls. Like I would have about 6 calls a day and it was just consistent. I just thought this is just not worth it. Like there's no point us taking on 10 clients a month. The quality of our work goes down. So we really cut back on that. And it's been that way for the last year, I would say. So it's kind of just been gliding and going steady on cruise control, like not really any growth. And I guess I hold my hands up. I've been guilty. I've been a little bit complacent. I think what happens to a lot of people in this industry is you find out how much money you can make. And once you start making that money, you just get complacent, right? You kind of get a bit more laid back. There's a call coming in. I don't need to do that. I'm quite at full capacity. I don't need to do that. And you just kind of get complacent, right? And it's something I've been guilty of for a long time. I've just kind of ignored it because, the clients we work with, we're getting amazing results and things are going right? The money's coming in. We're getting good results, loads of reviews. However, I definitely want to change that. So I'm actually already in the hiring process to take on a lot more staff at ClickSlice. So we're trying to hire 2 more people that can just do the keyword research day in, day out. They just do the keyword research. We've got a salesperson coming on as well at the end of February. So February just started. So 4 weeks from now. I'm also going to be hiring an on-page SEO person as well. And also a PA can just help me get the invoice sent out, the reports, and just really get more of a structured back end to take on more clients. Because at the moment, it is very heavily reliant on me, which is why we limit the amount of clients. But yeah, definitely there's going to be lots of plans for growth in the future. So yeah, watch this space for sure.
It does seem to be the case, though, that it's kind of a good sign of a good growth agency that they're limiting the amount of onboarding they're doing. Every big agency I've seen, or every kind of not big agency, like I say, every high growth agency that I've spoken to, Kevil, Nick Eubanks, all of them, that everybody in the agency seems to limit the amount of onboarding they're doing in that growth phase so that they can make sure the customers are kind of the best fit. But also, like you said, they maintain the quality. They're not kind of cutting things out. So you might, see it as, you being laid back and stuff, but maybe it saved you a lot of headaches and maybe it saved you a lot of stuff in the business and stuff. So, so in terms of business owners and maybe even SEOs, how can they find you? How can they hire you? How can we buy links from you? How can we follow you? Where are you online?
Yeah, if you want to find me, just Google any keyword place SEO in London, right? No, jokes aside. If you want to work with us potentially, just go over to Google and search for clickslice.co.uk or just search for ClickSlice. You'll come across my website. If you want to order links, maybe you have a list of clients you work with, they've got solid on-page SEO, maybe you're even a web designer, web developer, right? You build the website, you've got the core SEO fundamentals down, and you're just struggling with the backlinks, right? And if you want to get backlinks, go to Linkplicity. That is linkplicity.io. That's link as in link and plicity as simplicity. It's the kind of the whole idea how we got the name. That is linkplicity.io. If you want to see what I'm up to, some of my client results, or even just learn more about SEO, then obviously I'm very active on Twitter. So just give me a follow. That's _Joshua SEO.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, and hopefully we'll be able to see you later in the year. And I wish you all the best with all the growth that you have and planned for the future.
Thank you. Cheers, Giles.